The city council meeting in Santa Cruz.
Yes.
All right? That sounds super boring, but when you see the video, you realize it's entertaining and somewhat mind-blowing.
Prepare to have your mind somewhat blown. Go.
Well, the crops are growing very well, and they're organic, and some of them have pesticides, and I think that we should make a perfect pesticide for the crops that is good for people and healthy and keeps the crops preserved, too, because we need the food, because it's food and stuff, and organic food is good also. And the businesses downtown really need to lower their rent, because if the rent was lowered, those people would really have their own businesses. They have enough stuff. They're very good at making things. They're like experts. They're really good. And we can really be a community and make the things and sell them in our stores. And I really believe that it can be a California thing, that it can really work out, because we can be rich in cotton and mining metals and silkworms, and we can make things. We can make things, cars. The machine can make it for us, and we can have the community and the city in San Francisco.
I don't know.
We can make things and put them in the store. On the East Coast, they have slaves, and they believe in slavery and made in China. But on the West Coast, the new West Coast, we don't believe in that. We believe in the union, and that's what we are. As in the Bush administration, which is really good, he has government funding for small business owners. You can grow every kind of fruit and vegetable you want.
Look at the kids in the background. They're like, what is going on?
Fruit trees and vegetable trees. That's where fruit and vegetable comes from. You freeze the fruit and vegetables, it'll last forever. You can put, broccoli or strawberries in the freezer. It'll last forever. If you don't, it might go bad in a while, but people, we live in California. This is our home. This is where we live. Growing food is so good for the people because it's free. All you have to do is pay the farmers and pay for the land. But why do we have to pay for the land? The land's free. It's new land, I mean, do we have to pay for the land? Do we have to pay rent? Do we have to pay? The food's free. So we should just sell it at the farmer's market.
Thank you.
Why would you allow a drunk woman to represent whatever you're trying to,
I think she grew something on her vegetable tree. And that's what she smoked before she got out there, okay? And the land is free. Really? Where? And so the fruits are free, so why don't we sell them at the farmer's market and make money?
And then we can eat because, food is necessary, and if, maybe if we don't eat, it's not good for you.
Why? The East Coast slaves are the worst.
In the West Coast, we don't believe it's slaves because in the West Coast, it doesn't make sense to have slaves. We represent, America.
And unions.
And unions?
That was the worst endorsement of unions ever.
No, that was really bad.
Okay. My favorite part, though, was we could build things like cars or machines. You want to get a little bit more specific on that? Yeah, I suppose we could build machines. And I love that, it's the city council had never considered that. They're like, wait a minute. What if we built machines? That could really work for Santa Cruz. We hadn't thought of that before. Let's get on that, all right? But the funny thing is, when she went, she thought, I'm going to make some good points, and things are going to change around here. Lower rents, better business.
Think about it.
Fruit trees and machines. Take that, East Coast, and your slaves, made in China.
I just thought that was so funny. I couldn't believe that was a real city council meeting.
I could totally
I couldn't believe that they let her go on for so long.
I know. At some point, you had to step in for mercy and be like, and she'd love that too,
right.
Because if you were like, I'm sorry, man, we gotta go. We're gonna need. And she's like, oh, you're trying to cut me off? She's onto us. She's onto us. She loved that. She's like, oh, you see that? I had all these great ideas, and they did, and the government stopped it. Because that's how they are. She talked about that for months with her friend.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But then, at city council meetings, you're probably so bored, you're probably a little entertained by that.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And they're like, oh, no. Somebody's ready to pound the gavel. They're like, no, let her go. I want to hear more about the machine. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, so that's fun. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Almost makes me want to go to a city council meeting.
Except that never really happens at city council meetings.
Yeah, no.
Watch more clips at theyoungturks.com.